The second Hudson County 31st District Assembly Primary Candidate Forum was held at Bethune Center. In attendance was Bruce Alston, Nicholas Chiaravalloti, Joe Conti, Washington Flores, Angela McKnight, Matthew Kopko, and Ray Regalado. Moderating was Assata, Wright, and Aaron Morrill. Ms. Wright first asked what legislation the candidates would introduce.
I believe charter schools have been commercialized, and one of the things that the state has not done since the charter school law has gone into effect is actually done the report for the best practices. You know, the whole idea behind charter schools was that they would be innovators and they would take those best practices and see how we can incorporate them into K-12 programs. I think the Transportation Trust Fund is a major issue that we need to get fully funded. And honestly, and I think Joe touched on this in his opening remarks, we can no longer debate the minimum wage. We need to provide the hard-working residents of New Jersey a living wage.
Fact. 31st District is the second most underfunded school district in the state. False. The fallacy is that anybody up here is going to go down and bring more funding for education by changing the formula. I challenge anyone up here to give me the formula that's going to bring more money in this district. The reality of the situation is that the #1 underfunded district in this state is the Speaker of the Assembly's district, and the fact that he hasn't been able to bring more money into his district goes to show that it's very hard to do, and just coming up here and saying more money for education is just misleading the public.
The next topic was on the expansion of gaming in the 31st District. While Ms. McKnight decided to answer with her interest in public safety, Ms. Wright once again asked her to address the question.
For everyone in this community. So that's what I support.
Answer the question.
Okay, so going back to the question of gaming. No, I don't support it.
Ms. Wright also asked the candidates where they stood on minimum wage. Washington Flores, Angela McKnight, and Bruce Alston all believe that minimum wage should be changed to living wage. Matthew Kopko, however, took a different turn.
It's a nice talking point, but unfortunately I'm telling you, you cannot legislate economic growth and you cannot legislate job growth into existence. What I would like to do, though, is make sure we keep strong relationships with our community partners and employers to make sure that they do the right thing and make sure that they pay their employees fairly. And because of a lot of great activism of people who are concerned about this issue, which is an important issue, large employers like Walmart and others are raising the wage, and we need more of that, but I just don't think we need to legislate it into existence.
Ray Regalado, Nicholas Chiaravalloti, and Joe Conti believed that minimum wage should go up to $15. And when it came to community policing, Bruce Alston said not to expect Mayor Davis or Mayor Fulop to support that type of legislation.
Don't expect Mayor Davis or Mayor Fulop to allow these HCDO candidates to support that type of legislation. I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you why. Because both of those mayors ran on a commitment that their directors would live in Jersey City. And each of them has broken it. The director, the chief of staff from Bayonne, and the business administrator don't live in Bayonne, and there's a city ordinance that requires them to live in Bayonne. And they don't live in Bayonne. In Jersey City, the director of public works doesn't live in Jersey City. I'm not sure if the police director ever actually moved to Jersey.
You know, there's this myth that because you have the support of other elected officials, that you can't think for yourself. The reality is, as someone who's worked at the municipal level, I can tell you, I wouldn't have only wanted public safety officials to live in the city of Bayonne. I would have rather all the employees. The reality, now, everyone in this room knows we can say that, but getting a law passed and getting it upheld is darn near impossible.
And during the conversation of property taxes, Regalado agreed with Alston, saying that the HCDO candidates will do what they are told if they become elected officials.
First of all, I'd like to say that it's not a myth that when the HCDO puts you there, it's culture. You know, they put you there, you're going to do what they say. That's just the way it's said. That's why they put you there. That's why they handpick their candidates, and that's what we're trying to change. That's what we need to change. But now let's get, of course the taxes are too high. All right? I'm a homeowner here. I pay high taxes. We all agree that taxes are too high. How do we solve this problem? I said it before. tax these millionaires. Give them a 1% tax increase, tax them, and that'll solve a lot of tax issues here.
When it came to the top 3 regional transit problems in northern Jersey, Chiaravalloti points out that the issues with Bayonne Bridge, Turnpike 14A, really needs attention. But the Transportation Trust Fund is really key.
3 issues that you need to talk about. Transportation Trust Fund is key. It is key. If the trust fund isn't funded by the end of the year, all projects come to a grinding halt. If you think we have potholes now, if you think the roads are unsafe now, wait until the Transportation Trust Fund isn't funded at the end of the year. 2, a commuter tunnel. We had the federal resources because of Senator Lautenberg and Senator Menendez's efforts. Governor Christie killed it and took the money and backed it up with the Transportation Trust Fund. If we're going, anyone who takes the PATH train into New York knows we need another commuter rail line. And the 3rd one, which I think we need to focus in on, is the expansion of Hudson Bergen Light Rail.
I agree with Nick. Nick, this is when we're going to train. I agree with Nick. I'm not here to talk about taxes. I agree with my running mate.
Regalado criticized McKnight for her answer.
Sometimes when you don't have a good answer, the best thing to say is to agree with your partner over there.
Ms. McKnight did respond to Ray Regalado.
Ray, I guess you forgot what a state assembly person is supposed to do. You can either be a sponsor of a bill or you can be a co-sponsor. So me siding with my running mate over there, that's called working together. My track record speaks for itself. I have more results under my belt in 4 years than you, Ray.
And Joe Conti responded to Ms. McKnight about the number of years of experience.
We're not lost by anybody. We don't owe anybody. We only owe you. Well, we have the most experience out of everybody here. What I have done for the Democrats in this party, and what Ray has done as a public servant and a police officer, nobody here is more qualified than ourselves.
The question remains, who will the residents of the 31st District vote for on June 2nd? Hudson County View, the eye of the community.